Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to be talking about a housewife complaining on TikTok because she has been indirectly kicked out of Dior, wanted something, couldn't get it, but the other Dior store had it, and then they had it was a it was a TikTok situation. Which side are we on is the question. It's a tricky one. We're going to get to it. Subscribe to my channel, first and foremost, here on the tubes. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today and gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday, and you're all welcome to join me in the live chats. Let me cue in the live chats, and I'm really curious to hear everybody's opinions on, hi y'all. Listen. So, okay. So I'm going to link the TikTok account of this TikTok user down below. So go check her out, send her some love. Now, this lady's TikTok username is Average Rich Housewife. Now, it's a choice for a name, right? Because already we begin with the name, you're like, is it a joke? Is she being ironic? Is she taking herself seriously? Because average rich house, there's a joke there. It can be taken as like, oh, this person has self-humor. You know, this person knows how to laugh about themselves. It can be a healthy, humorous name as well. But you can judge it either way, right? It can go either way. You can analyze this name either way. So the TikTok user lady, and I'm linking the video down below to the TikTok video by this lady called Average Rich Housewife. So in that video, basically, what she says is, oh my gosh, you guys. So she's usually, I think, from New York. By the way, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, just my opinion, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged. So as far as I gather from her video, she says she's from New York, but she was in Miami in the design district for travel purpose, for whatever reason. And she wanted a pair of earrings or some piece of costume jewelry or accessory from Dior. She usually works with a sales associate in New York or wherever her hometown is. And she contacts, I don't know if she saw it online or whatever. There was this piece she wanted from Dior. She calls her sales associate or writes her on WhatsApp or whatever and asks the sales associate, hey, do you have this piece? And then she says, oh, they have it in Miami in the design district. Go to Dior in the design district. They have it. I see the stock. Because they're all connected. All the Diors are connected, right? At least in America, they are. And then as she said, I see the stock. Go over there. You can go in and they'll have it for you. Just tell them this is the code number. This is the product you want. And they have it. I see it in stock. She's like, okay, great. So she goes to Dior Design District. She says that she is dressed sporty, sports attire, like leggings, sneakers, I guess. Leisure wear, very leisure wear. And she enters, and the sales associate, which if I remember correctly, was a female sales associate. I might be wrong, but I think I recall that she mentioned it was a female. She said to her, I would like this piece, and the person dismissed her very soon and said, we don't have it. We don't have it. And she's like, but my sales associate in New York or wherever my city is says you have it. She's like, no, we don't have it. She's like, okay. And she leaves. But she feels awkward because she feels like stupid. She's like, well, hold on. But my sales associate in New York said that they have it, but she says she doesn't have it. I start thinking, well, sometimes things are in stock, but they're reserved for somebody. And so even though it's available in stock, they're not going to sell it to you because maybe they have their good client. Something is reserved. Like, for example, when my Byzantine cross brooch arrived from Chanel, it was a pre-order made just for me. But still, when the brooch arrived to Chanel, it was in their system. All the other boutiques could also see that they had it in stock. And some boutiques request a transfer. They're like, oh, we want the brooch, and they're like, no. It exists, but you can't have it because it was ordered for somebody else. So I think to myself, well, maybe the sales associate just knew that the piece was reserved. So benefit of the doubt there, but the story goes on. She then writes or contacts her sales associate in New York or wherever her city is, and says to her, hey, they just told me that this piece is not there. So her sales associate checks again and says, no, it's there. It's in stock. Go back in, ask to speak to the manager, and tell them that I told you that it's in stock, that I see it's in stock. She's like, okay. She goes back in, asks to speak to the manager. The manager comes out. She has her sales associate on the phone, passes the phone, sales associate on the phone, talking to the manager. And she's like, a couple of minutes later, everything was wrapped and sold to me. And I left with the piece. I purchased it. So they did have it in stock after all. And she now says, she thinks that because she was dressed sporty, very leisure, that she looked like a bum. You know, she said, like, I looked poor. You know, like Anna Delvey, like, they thought I looked poor. And then she threw shade at Miami Fashion District and said, what gives? Like, does everybody have to look super bougie to come into your stores because otherwise you're not going to give them the minute of the day because you think they don't have money? And then she says, you know, when I go to New York to my boutique, I'm always dressed like leisure like this. They treat me like a queen. They treat me like a queen. Now, I can tell you this, guys. In that video, the lady is wearing leisure wear, but really looks expensive sportswear. This is just my opinion only. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but the face seems like it's been plumped. Nicely plumped. Elegantly plumped. Like, there's money in that face. I don't think anybody in Florida would think when they see you enter that you don't got money. Not gonna happen. You look like a person who has money. Now, and here I want to add into the conversation my girl, Erica's Girly World, who is in Florida. So Erica, by the way, go check out Erica's Girly World channel. She's awesome. YouTube, awesome, but also super TikTok famous. Erica is amazing. She's super fun. She doesn't take herself too seriously, which is delicious. Now, Erica is in Florida, right? So Erica, I'm really interested to hear your opinion on this as well. Do you have to be dressed super extra bougie to be treated with any sort of respect in these stores in Florida or not? Oh, Cynthia, thank you so much. Oh, you got yourself this little baby here. I've been wearing mine a lot. It's full of my own makeup. Sorry, you guys. Ratchet. It has my powder all over it, but I wear this one a lot. The Super Dacob. And it's all stitched. It's really, really cool. It's not just a print. It's all nicely stitched and woven there. All right. Thank you so much for the love and support. Get your merch at www.superdacob.com. I'm going to link Erica's Girly World YouTube channel down below, right? And her TikTok. Go follow her, send her some love. She's awesome. But Erica, please let me know, like, because you go shopping a lot in Florida. Like, is it really like that? Like, do you need to be dressed in a certain bougie way to have any sort of positive treatment there? Question mark. Would really, really like if you give me your opinion on that, Erica. But for you guys, I think the essay was just lazy, says Kev. But here's where I'm having my slight moment here. I also say yes. I mean, if you've been working with your sales associate from your boutique for many years and you have a trust relationship and they're telling you like, hey, go back to the boutique, keep me on phone, let me talk to them, and then we're going to get it sorted out. Kudos to your sales associate. That's awesome treatment. Like, that sales associate is amazing. You found definitely somebody who is ready to fight for you, even if it's for a pair of earrings or whatever she bought. But at the same time, that whole kind of, let me speak to the manager because I am going to get that earring. What if that earring was like, or whatever piece it was reserved for somebody? And just because the store manager got involved, the person who reserved it, the sales associate that reserved it had to like take it out of reservation because they didn't want to get in trouble. And now their client is going to be upset because they're not going to get there. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I'm just asking myself, is this a little bit of a Karen move to do something like this? I'm asking for your opinion. I'm not judging. Just to be very clear. Also, the average rich housewife lady, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to understand here. How can we perceive? Because how do we understand the situation? Did you pull a, let me speak to the manager here because I'm going to get what I want and I get what I want? I don't know. Mixed emotions. Okay, so Lorenzo says it is a Karen move. Katie says, yeah, possibly. No one wears leisure wear while shopping where I live except American tourists, says Bim Black. Lorenzo says Erica is so nice. Erica is a sweetheart. Yes, she is. She's a cutie. I think the sales associate was just lazy. I mean, I don't think so. If the sales associate told her to go back on. Good point, Ella. This is a really, really good point. This is a really good point. I see you. I see you. Yeah, this is a really good point. Kev says, you've got a point. I got a pair of reserved boots sold from under me, so I may have been a victim of this, LOL. You see, you guys, and before I started filming this video, I was just talking to my chat, and I was saying to everybody, hey, this is a really delicate situation because I'm sure we're going to find ourselves in a position where some of us in the chat are going to be tending more towards one side or the other. And I kind of keep fluctuating between the two because this has happened to me as well. Right when the pandemic began, I went to, and I said this story in the past, interesting, it's kind of similar to this one. So what happened was I wanted the Lulu puffer bag, Yves Saint Laurent. And they just announced the pandemic, like stuff was about to shut down in like 2 days. And I rushed to Yves Saint Laurent. So I called Yves Saint Laurent, the hotline, and I said, hey, do you guys have black lambskin gold hardware, medium-sized Lulu puffer bag? This was 2020. They're like, I see in the system, this one boutique has it, but only one, and there's only one boutique that has it still in that size, shape, colorway, material that you want, and they only have one left in stock, but they have it in stock. So if you go today, you can pick it up. I was like, okay, great. So this is the beginning of the pandemic, y'all. There's no vaccines. There's nothing. Like, I'm risking my life for a freaking bag, which somebody idiotic and crazy, and crazy as I am, would do. I'm like, so do I risk my life? Do I stay at home and not get infected? Or do I go, I get infected, but I get a bag? And I'm like, yeah, I'll go and get a bag. Yeah, Katie, remember this. All right. So I go. I arrive, the boutique is empty. Later, I find out that boutique all of them got infected with COVID. So the entire staff had to go in quarantine, and they had to take like 2 people that were still healthy from another boutique that were not infected to work there. So they had no clue what they were doing in the new boutique. But I didn't know that when I arrived. I was like, I arrived, everything's like empty. Of course, there's no clients. Which idiot would go shopping on the day that they declare the pandemic? This idiot right here. Guilty as charged. So I enter. Anyway, long story short, this guy is looking for the bag, and I'm like, hey, I called, the hotline, the YSL hotline. They said they have it, blah blah blah. He's like, okay, no, I don't, no, we don't have it. I'm like, they said they have it. I did not pull out, let me speak to the manager moment, but I was really furious because, it's my fault. I should not have left home on that day. Thankfully, I did not get sick that time, so it was all good. All ended well. But long story short, back and forth, looking, because he didn't know the shop. The shop had like several floors. It was really huge. So finally, he finds where the bag is. But this is like, 20, 30 minutes later. And he tells me, yes, I found the bag, but the bag is reserved for a client of my colleague. So I got so furious, frustrated. So I'm like, of course he couldn't contact the client, the colleague, because the colleague was in quarantine. They're not working. You can't annoy a person. They're not working. Sick leave. He's like, so, well, do you want to leave your number? We can call you when we find. I'm like, girl, no, I'm not gonna leave you my number. I'm not gonna buy your frickin' bag. No, thank you very much. I left. So I did not recall the hotline. Obviously, different situation. It's not like somebody I knew on the other side on the hotline that could help me out. No. So it was a different situation than this lady from TikTok, but I left. I was furious, for sure, but mostly because on a pandemic day, I went there. Had it been a normal day without a pandemic, I would have felt annoyed, but I would have been less furious because I would have felt less like, oh, I risked something big to go there. So anyway, I crossed the street, went to Chanel and found a mini 255 in blue velvet, which is the love of my life. So everything happens for a reason, I say. That was fully unexpected. This was before the crazy price increases. So I got that so I got the 255 reissue mini in blue velvet for its initial price. Now it costs double. I mean, anyway. So long story short, everything happens for a reason, but I can feel her pain. Like, I get it. But would I have gone that far to kind of return back to the boutique and talk to the manager and push for this, whatever it was she wanted, earrings or something? This is what I don't know. Jesus says, just watch the TikTok. Annoying Karen, he says. I'm just reading. Don't shoot the messenger here. Let me see. So Ella says, I guess because I have been in this type of situation before, I understand where the lady is coming from. Ella, this is the point. That's why I say, hey, Nicole, welcome back, my love. This is why I'm confused, because I see both sides. Like, I see how how making a TikTok like this can play in her favor, but I can also see how it can not play in her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the TikTok and I thought to myself, I can see both sides of the coin here. Am I the only one? Does anybody else like kind of see both sides? Red Frack says it's just stuff, not a spare body part. Of course, bottom line. But you know, welcome to the Fashion Bunker, where we talk about spare parts. You know. Yeah, Lorenzo says, I do see both sides. Oh, Coco Kitty, yeah, I'd be pissed if I was given the runaround from store to store. Yeah. Okay, Jesus, not feeling the vibe. 5 Kilo Chop says, I think everyone will basically think it's a Karen, except when we are the Karen in the situation. That's a really good point. Trina says, I don't know where I fall, but I would not have gone back in and just assumed the pieces were reserved. No, she didn't assume they were. I'm assuming they might have been reserved. She didn't assume that in her video. Bim Black says, just stuff. Tell that to the people who are on the Hermes journey. Right, Bim Black? Level-headed people tend to see both sides. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Thank you. So, you know, I still don't get an ad. Oh, Zini. Well, lucky you. Hey, madame. Many factors at play here. It could be so many options. I was a manager of a few luxury brands, and one of the most usual problems that this could be is damaged goods. Aha! And someone not inserting it into the system, it would still appear in stock. When you go to see the item, many brands don't allow you to say it's damaged, just an error. Interesting. I did not see a video on her TikTok complaining about this product that she ultimately got being damaged. So we do not know. The person who reserved it might change their minds. That is true too. It's all a possibility. Anyway, it's just food for thought. I'm just thinking to myself, how far can we push social media in these instances? When does social media then actually play in our favor? And when does it maybe turn against us? Just food for thought. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you have made it thus far in the video, let's see. Leave a cat emoji in the comment section down below. Love you loads. Subscribe to my channel. Never give up on love.